Hello, are you looking for 3 ideas to support your dyslexia now? If you are, I have 3 tips for you. My name is Kathleen, and I'm a dyslexic here to help other dyslexics and their parents figure out the easiest way to navigate this dyslexia journey. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So, hands down, my number one favorite way to support dyslexia is to use assistive technology. I use it on a regular basis because it gives me my time back. It makes these things that are challenging, like writing and reading, easier. And really, truthfully, I use assistive technology. So, when it comes to writing, I use speech to text, where I talk it out into the computer and it makes my life so much easier because I'm able to dictate what I think and I don't have to worry about spelling and I don't have to worry about anything like that. I am just able to talk and get my ideas down on paper. So I'm only focusing on one thing at a time. When it comes to reading, I get fatigued very, very easily. And I know most individuals with dyslexia do also, even after having intensive reading instruction for years, I still fatigue very easily with reading. So I use text to speech where I listen to it. And I will link below, not a sponsor for them or anything. I love it. I will link the one that I use on a regular basis. And I like it because it's more multisensory, because it reads it, but it highlights it at the same time. So this way I am seeing it, I'm hearing it, and I'm able to pick up on more vocabulary, more words that I didn't understand. And it just makes reading easier and it has helped my reading over the years. So I really recommend using text to speech. So assistive technology is one of those things that I use on a daily basis. And if you're not using it or your child's not using it, I recommend that you take some time to train and learn how to do it and implement it because it definitely gives you so much time back and makes life, these hard tasks, so much easier. Number 2 is one of my biggest struggles, and I've struggled with it for years, and it is time management. Oh my goodness, time management is such a challenge for me. I go to all the workshops. I have done all of the things to try to figure out what best because my brain just does not think like that. I think that any task is going to take me 5 minutes to get done, including this video. And more than likely, it's more than 5 minutes. But in my head, it's going to take 5 minutes to get this video done. It's going to take me 5 minutes to edit it, and it's going to take me 5 minutes to upload. I promise I'm in this video for more than 15 minutes, but that's just how my brain thinks. Everything is 5 minutes, and which is not the case. We spend a lot of time trying to figure out exactly how to change that. And I've gone to all of the workshops. And so one of the things is I have learned to focus on 3 tasks a day. So I pick 3 tasks. And I've also learned to do the most productive task during the best time of the day. And for me, that's either early in the morning when I work up if I'm not working with a student, or mid morning. Those are my 2 most productive times. And so I make sure that I schedule my harder task, to be honest, because I'm fresher, it's easier, and they get done faster, to be very honest with you. And so that's one of the things. It used to be just do it first thing in the morning, but I've learned that it's easier to say at your most productive time. And for me, that is either first thing in the morning or that is mid morning. But when it comes to afternoon and evening, I'm definitely not scheduling my harder tasks like writing emails, writing, generating ideas, writing captions for Instagram. Any of those tasks, I do not schedule. Maybe like a follow up email might be it, but it's more of like catch up and just little things. But my hard tasks are definitely not scheduled because they're not going to get done or it's going to take me hours to do. So one of the things that I've learned is to do that. But the other thing that I've learned is I do not allow my brain to take breaks. And that's one of the things as a dyslexic we do. we just schedule and go and go and go because we're always playing catch up compared to our peers when we were in school. We're always playing catch up because it takes us longer to process the information. But I promise we're going to process that information if you take breaks. And this is a lesson I keep having to learn too. So don't feel like you're alone in this one because you're not. I'm learning it too. And so even like a 5-minute break, oh, walk around. And most of the time when I do allow those breaks, the ideas that come after it are amazing. So know that you're actually going to be more productive when you take the time to take those breaks. And one of the things I'm struggling with right now with everything I'm doing is I work pretty much 7 days a week. And I am trying to find a way to allow myself to have 2 days off, 2 days in a row to actually rest. And believe it or not, that's a huge challenge for me. But that's where I'm at right now. And I am slowly getting to the point where I have found 1.5 days. And I am over the moon excited that I have that time to relax, to go do fun things, and to let my brain rest. It is very important. So, time management is a huge struggle. And the three things that I do is to only do action items to figure out when I'm the most productive and to allow my brain to rest. And the third task to get support right now is to join a support group or to connect with a mentor who has dyslexia and can offer guidance. And looking back on it, this was actually something I did when I was young. When I knew that I had dyslexia, I didn't know how many other individuals had it. None of my friends had dyslexia like I did. If they did have dyslexia, they also had ADHD, which I was not diagnosed with ADHD or ADD, whichever you want to call it. I probably have it, let's be real. But I wasn't diagnosed with it. And I had extreme or severe dyslexia and struggled. But one of the things that I looked at is I looked at famous people and studied them that had dyslexia. So whenever it came to having to do a term paper at school, I always picked an individual with dyslexia. So I picked Thomas Jefferson as the president when we did presidents. I did Benjamin Franklin, and because he invented a ton of things and helped prove electricity. I and just looked at it. And then whenever we traveled, we would go visit places. So Thomas Edison, we went and visited his house and his factory and got to see it when we traveled to New Jersey. And that was fun because we got to see his phonograph. We got to see where his swimming pool was. Which made him relatable. And so we took these famous people and made them more relatable. I also looked up to Albert Einstein because I liked science too. But the two that I actually looked up to weren't famous, but they were famous and they helped me in my life. And so one was my uncle, who was married an uncle because he had dyslexia and he had figured out how to go to college without getting accommodations. And he figured out how to get his master's, which I thought was awesome. And somehow that was put on my bucket list that I would get a master's. Didn't know what it was going to be in, didn't know how I was going to do it, but I wanted a master's. And I looked up to him because he was able to share with me the strategies that he used. My mother also had dyslexia and she was a business individual and she ran a business and did all the things. And so I looked up to her also. And so she was also one of my mentors. And so having a mentor and knowing that somebody had done this before me made it easier on those days. And so if you are an individual who is struggling, definitely seek out and try to find a mentor. You're more than welcome to reach out to me because I understand I've been there. Or if you're a parent, sorry, I've been a little under the weather lately. Try to find a mentor for your child, somebody they can talk to, somebody they can relate to, somebody they can go talk to and get strategies and compare stories to. Because this, hands down, really truthfully, has been the easiest way for me to support myself and learn to accept my dyslexia in a way that nobody else was able to. So having that mentor to really guide and support was huge for me growing up from being a young one, didn't understand dyslexia, just understood I couldn't learn the way my friends did, to now still having mentors and looking at like what other people are doing and seeing that dyslexia affects everybody differently, but we see it come out and we grow and prosper in different ways too, which is amazing. And so I hope these three supports help you because I know that they help me on a daily basis to make dyslexia more manageable and easy to understand. But before I leave you, I wanted to let you know that if you liked these three tips, I have 7 more in a freebie, and I'm going to link that below. And I have 2 versions of it, one for individuals and one for parents. And it just gives it a little bit different, but I'm going to link those below. So I want you to go ahead and grab that resource because there's not just 3, there's 7 in that resource and clear ideas on how to support your dyslexia right now and make your life easier. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would go ahead and give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.